I swear to God, OBS just changing shit on its own on a whim without consulting me, without my consent, without my knowing. We gotta be done with that, OBS. Come on now. Yes, how are we all doing this evening? Actually feel like I'm streaming on time for once. Let's see what we have in store this week. But I don't think there's any real news to report on. Again, we're all just kind of in the dev stream waiting room. Like, they're probably going to show off a bunch of stuff for the next update on the next dev stream. And then what they're going to do is they're not going to actually give us any real new information that we won't find out in like 2 weeks on our own. That's my hunch. My step syndrome doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter, does. Okay, what do we have for weapons? I think that this. Yeah, Dante week. Dante week. I think for sure. That has to be what we're going with this week. Fuck with my Nyx loadout. Go B. The Nell, which is an unusual take. Thing even real? Do I have this thing built? Is this like a real build or no? It kind of is. Kinda. It tried to be. I don't know if I want to put Forma into that though. Then we need Masseter or the Lacera. I think I have a Lacera that's. I think this Lacera is like decent. Yeah, this has like things that it does. Yeah, this is like a usable thing. Why am I on blast? What the fuck? I think I want that. I don't know what blast is doing there. A bizarre choice. I think that that's probably our most competent weapon, but not like it matters. Dante has his own. He packs it. He brings his own strap, you know. I think, yep, we are good to go now. Yes, how are we all doing this evening? How has everyone been over the weekend, over the week? I really do need to get in the lab and just shove some videos out. That is probably something to do after stream. Get myself to do that. Am I on solo? Okay, I don't think I am. Hopefully. Oh, I love getting sniped the moment I step out into the sunlight. That's my favorite. Give me energy so that I may live. Chop them up, chop them up, chop them up. I've been thinking about Pal World a lot recently. It was around this time last year that me and the friend group were all getting into a huge Pal World binge. That was a fucking fantastic time. Burn them up. I am really curious to see how they'll be handling Sirius and Orion. Like, that's something that, like, the more I've thought about it, the more weird I think this update's going to be. Because, like, are they releasing 2 frames at once? Is it going to be based on your choice in the quest? Does it matter? Are they going to be separate frames? Will it be an Equinox situation? There's a lot of, like, weirdness to this that I'm not sure. And then we also have, obviously, the proto frames as well. I wonder how those are gonna fucking fit into all this. I know they've got some time travel lore bullshit going on themselves, so I'm pretty curious about that. And also, I know for a fact that we're probably gonna get announcements for Tau proper in the next, maybe not the next dev stream, but probably TennoCon is when that's going to swing around. Because they've implied pretty heavily that's where the plot is headed next. So I am very curious to see how much we get of what is not just Jade Shadows, but also whatever comes after. That's what I'm more curious about, frankly. I still think back to that whole vote dev stream where it was like, I know that Warframe devs are better than that, but it really gave me like eerie reminders of the mob vote from the whole Minecraft bullshit. Like, it's like, oh, here's 2 really, really good things that we know everyone wants, but you guys only get to pick one of them. I don't know, something about that just like rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I really wish we would have gotten both the Tigress and the Vectis at the same time. I don't understand why we wouldn't. I wonder if they're going to release the Incarnons in the rotation. Like, they're going to line it up so that they rotate in as the update drops or around the update dropping. I'm going to guess that that's what they'll do. Like, I don't know if they're going to drop it on, like, a Saturday or something. I highly doubt they would drop an update on a Saturday. That is... I don't think they've ever done that. I know they've done Friday. They've done that once in a while. But I don't think I've ever remember them dropping an update on a Saturday. Like either a Saturday or a Sunday, for that matter. Especially for an update for how big Jade Shadows 2 sounds I can't imagine that they would, like, drop the update and then have everyone need to go home and not be able to hotfix stuff over the weekend if they need to. Granted, it would only be for something to say, but again, also, I don't think they want to go in on weekends either. They're pretty well known for having, like, weekends off. So, I don't know. Could go any which way. Oh, it actually feels like Dante is killing stuff for once in his miserable existence. I swear, whenever it's alchemy, it always has this stupid, whatchamacallit thing where it's like, oh yeah, they can only be killed by the whatever the fucks. It's just a mild annoyance, you know? Yeah, the Ampors, that's what they're... I always forget what they're called. Ampors, that's it. The weird doohickeys that you throw that have elemental bug juice in them. That's what they are. Weird doohickeys with elemental bug juice inside. Don't ask why it's bug juice. You don't want to know. Kill that little fuck. Still bothers me that you can't kill these, like, little worker necromites. I've always wished that you could, because, like, why can they take damage when they, like, can't be killed? That always was, like, a little... very mildly bothered me. Not by much, but just a little bit. There we go, and we're out of here. Well, out of part one, I mean. So we got a whole ass disruption, and then we got the assassinate. You know, I think what really bothers me about the assassinates is, like, it's not just the boss fight. They always make you do this, like, fuck-ass, like, grab the thing game mode beforehand. I need to make sure I keep that up. Because we do have knife step syndrome active. I swear, this cape gets stuck on itself more than the other one does. Maybe I just don't notice it as much. Give me energy for free. You know, the other thing I've been thinking about is the whole over the shoulder changes, or rather, the ability to toggle camera position for over the shoulder. I'm very curious about like the details of that, because that might be really nice to have, honestly. Being able to like pan your camera just be a little bit farther up, I think that would be much appreciated. But I don't know, we'll have to see. I want to say I think it's only for aiming, but I'm not sure. Because I think what I mostly really want to see is the ability for cosmetics to not hide themselves. If you get too close to them with your camera. The Nicholas wings, I think they're called, is one of the ones that I think about the most for that. Where it's like, I really wish I could actually see these most of the time, because they look really fucking cool. But it's like, what's the point of a fashion item if you don't see them half the fucking time, you know? Always has been, like, a minor bother to me, personally. I don't know if anyone else feels the same way, but that's one thing I really hope that whole change brings with it. Oh, my birds. Kill. Kill for me, bird. Hello, Jade. I see we have mastered the art of staring at shit. With your many eyes. But also, you guys know what new Warframes means. That means, brand new... what do you call it? Subsumes that we'll probably get. Might get one, might get two. Again, I don't know. This whole Sirius Orion thing is really fucking making me think. Like, what could it... Like, how could they possibly, you know, make this work, you know? Are they even going to be playable Warframes? Or are they going to be, like, the boss characters like the Stalker 2? Or something entirely new that is, like, yet unseen? That could also very well be a thing. Hello. Where are you coming from, you little freaks? Oh god, get off of me, get off of me, get off of me. Now on to the assassinate. Choo-choo coming through. Alright, no. Transfers. Boo, who cares? Give me energy, please. Oops, I did not mean to fire that. The something interesting I've noticed is that as of like late, they've really been ashing in on like certain big ticket Warframe ideas. Like they've given us the Angel, they've given us the Devil, like that's the super like big obvious ones you got, you know, right? Like those are the ones that everyone was gonna ask for a million years. Like they finally given us both of them. So like I feel like people still want a proper werewolf frame, considering that Varuna is not that. I don't know, I think there will be a day when they give us a proper, like, transforming Warframe. Where it has, like, a completely alternate mode that you swap into. I mean, obviously, like, Werewolf is a good comparison, but... the other thing I can think of is, I was thinking more like the werewolf from Skyrim, right? Where it's like, it's completely different, like, mode, so to speak. With kind of its own rules. Or like the werewolf guy in fucking, Elden Ring Night Rain. I haven't thought about Night Rain in a while. I've not played that in many months. Partially because I've just been off the Souls binge, you know? I don't really feel like playing a Souls-like right now. It's one of those things where you have to be in a mindset for it. You have to be in a mindset to, like, get your ass beat, you know? It's one of those kinds of games. Yeah, would you guys ever be interested in seeing me play a Souls-like on stream? Because I do have a Dark Souls 3 playthrough that I need to do. Because back on Twitch, when I streamed on Twitch, I had also hello Rack, how are we doing? Back when I streamed on Twitch, I had a Dark Souls 3 playthrough that I got really far in. I completed the main story, actually. And I was working through all the DLCs. The problem was before I could get around to finishing it, I lost those save files in a computer transfer. They were one of the things that Steam Cloud apparently did not save, and were not, like, do not get backed up by a Steam Cloud, which is very bizarre. I don't know how I feel about that, but... that is quite a shame. So, I still do have to go through and clear Dark Souls 3 in its entirety. Because I've cleared Elden Ring, I've cleared Dark Souls 1... I don't have intentions of ever playing 2. Like, I gave 2 a try. There was one time I was doing a stream for it, and I gave Dark Souls 2 a try. And, I tried to go into it with an open mind. I genuinely did, but, like, I can see why it is the least liked. I think it is... very odd mechanically. And also the runbacks in Dark Souls 2 were something I felt like immediately. Dying, reducing your max health is really annoying. That kind of bothered me. Like, being punished, for the concept of failing beyond the fail state itself was something that really bothered me about 2. I was not a huge fan of that mechanic. I know a lot of people say that Elden Ring is like Dark Souls 2 2. I've always been like wondered how deep that I've always wondered like how deep that comparison goes. Because I think that Elden Ring, it's between 1 and Elden Ring being my favorites in the franchise thus far. I have yet to try Sekiro, and I obviously have not been able to play Bloodborne. Although Bloodborne is one that I really do want to try. Dark Souls 1 is one that really, really grew on me after a while. I personally really, really enjoyed 1. It was not like that at first, I promise you that. I was not the biggest fan of 1 at first. But, like, once I, like, beat the game and I look back at it in retrospect, it was one that really grew on me. And, like, I could really, like, see why it was such, like, a beloved game. It definitely has some parts of it that are just, like, why is this a thing? Like, there are some parts of it that's like, I don't want to go back and play this. But, like, you kind of have to if you want to go back and play it, you know? Keep the Scaleless is probably, like, I would say the low point of DS2, or DS1, excuse me. That run back is abysmal. Quite awful. God forbid you want to get the Moonlight Greatsword. God fucking forbid. That is your goal. Because Lord knows that is, ugh. That flight run back sucks. It's pretty annoying, I would say. Like, the weird thing is I think the fight itself is actually pretty good. It was one of the ones where it's like, I remember in the moment being like, wow, this fight run back sucks and really dampens what would otherwise be one of, like, probably the better fights in the game. Just in terms of, like, being enjoyable. But, like, obviously, you know, being Keep the Scaleless's run back, you know, you can't really have that. You just gotta kind of live with that bullshit. Yeah, like I said, in a vacuum, I think that Seep the Scaleless is pretty good.
Be hot to go? Yes, no?
Like we are. As I said, Dark Souls 3 is one that I think out of the games that I have played, I think has some of my favorite aesthetics. I think that, the Boreal Valley is absolutely fucking phenomenal. Like, that whole, like, Christmas town city that they got going on there. In the winter, a lot of, like, the ruined structures from DS1 that you get to see are all fucking fantastic. Oh, what's the DS1 city? Keep everyone topped off. No, I really wish that my, tragedy worked on this thing. I think that that would be really funny. If it did, if it was allowed to. But I can tell that it doesn't. Which is quite unfortunate. A Vauban Vortex? What the fuck is that? Yeah, what is this? I have no idea what I'm looking at there. Oh, the damage this thing does is annoying. I said, the getting to the boss was longer than the boss itself. Like, why is that a thing? Alright. Hello? I don't know what's going on today. Excuse me, chat. I do not know what's going on with stream right now. I don't know why my internet is suddenly crapping the bed. Might be because there's a storm outside. Maybe that's fucking with it some. Hmm. Wondering why it's doing this. I might have to end stream here tonight, chat. I don't know what is going on.